TLE Quarter 1, Week 5 in Beauty Care, Nail Care Services. Topic for Lesson 5, Personal Protective Equipment for Nail Care. Let's try. Multiple choice, directions. Choose the letter of the correct answer. Write the letter of the correct answer on a separate sheet of paper. Number 1, it is the garment covering for the whole hand. A. Mask. B. Gloves. C. Headband. D. Smock gown. Number 2, it is the band of absorbent material worn on or around the band across the forehead to keep sweat and of the hair off the face. A. Gloves. B. Mask. C. Smock gown. D. Headband. Number 3, it is a protective face covering for hygienic purposes and to prevent the face of the chemical exposure. A. Mask. B. Headband. C. Gloves. D. Smock gown. Number 4, it is the loose cloth of robe worn to protect the cloths. A. Mask. B. Headband. C. Smock gown. D. Gloves. 5. These are designed garments to protect the user from injury and safety purposes. A. Sanitize. B. Sterilize. C. Personal protective equipment. D. Workplace. Let's try letter B. Directions. Look at the following illustrations below. Identify what type of hazard happened in the salon that's shown in every picture. Choose your answer inside the box and write it on a separate sheet of paper. Here are your choices: electrical hazards, economic hazards, chemical hazard, biological hazard, and manual handling hazard. Number 1, take a look at the picture. Number 2, picture. Number 3, picture. Number 4, picture. Number 5. Number 6, picture. Number 7. And number 8, picture. Let's explore. Personal protective equipment for eyes, face, head, and extremities, protective clothings and protective shields and barriers shall be provided, used and maintained in a sanitary and reliable condition, whether it is necessary by reason of hazards and risk of processes or environment and chemical hazards. Why do we need to wear personal protective equipment for nail care services? As a manicurist, you have a sense of duty for your own health and safety at work. Use personal protective equipment for your own sake. You have the responsibility to follow safety instructions in the workplace. You also have to take all the reasonable care not to put you and your client at risk. Let's elaborate. Personal protective equipment for nail care workers protects their skin from possible infection as well as their clients. Wearing safety equipment provides some protections in case of chemical splashes in airborne nail or artificial nail particles and eye irritations. Personal protective equipment is clothing equipment designed to be worn by a nail technician or salon workers to protect them from risk of injury or illness. It should only be considered as a control measure when exposure to a risk cannot be minimized in a way or when used in conjunction with other control measures as a final barriers between nail salon worker from chemical hazards and other cause of hazards. This clothing equipment does not control the hazard at the source equipment which will protect you from risk to the health and safety. Advantages of wearing PPE at work. Number 1, to prevent damage to workers' nails and skin. Next, to prevent skin from absorbing potential harmful ingredients which may cause skin allergies, irritations, and other related problems. Number 3, So as not to generate a lot of dust, it may be necessary to wear a dust mask to minimize breathing and particles while filing or buffing nails. To protect the wearer's face and prevent the breathing of air contaminated with chemical or biological agents. Personal protective equipments are the following. Number 1, gloves is a garment covering for whole hands. Number 2, smack gown is a loose cloth or robe worn to protect the cloths. Number 3, mask is a protective face covering for hygienic purposes and to prevent the face from chemical exposure. Headband is a band of absorbent materials worn on or around the head across the forehead to keep the sweat and their hair off the face. Protective eyewear to protect the wearer's eyes and prevent from chemical or biological agents. Let's dig in. Direction, fill in the blanks. Complete the sentence by choosing the correct word inside the box. Write your answer on a separate sheet of paper. Here are your choices. Personal protective equipment, headband, gloves, mask, and a smack gown. Number 1, the garments covering the whole hand is called blank. Number 2, blank are the garments designed to protect the user or wearer from injury or job-related occupational safety. Number 3, a loose cloth or robes worn to protect the clothes is... Number 4, blank is a protective face covering for hygienic purposes and to prevent the face from chemical exposure. And number 5, blank is a band absorbent material worn on or around the head across the forehead to keep the sweat and hair off the face. Let's remember directions. Answer the following questions. Write your answer on a separate sheet of paper. What are the examples of personal protective equipments? Give at least 5. Number 2, why is it important to wear personal protective equipments? And number 3, give the advantages of wearing PPE at work. Give at least 3.